This video is sponsored by codingskill.net. Please visit our sponsor. Let's work through the ascending order problem. The problem statement is a list sorted in ascending order? The input is list A of n items that can be sorted through less than or equal to operator. The output is Boolean value, and it can be expressed by this mathematical function where we go from the 0th index of the list all the way to the one element before the last element, and we check if the first element is less than or equal to the next element in that list. And it needs to be an AND operation of all these items to make sure the entire list is in ascending order. So we return true if the list is in ascending order. What is the size of the problem? The size of the problem is the number of elements in the list. What is the base case? The base case is a list with one element. In this case, we return true because it's already in a sorted order. Empty list is also ordered because there is nothing in the list to be ordered. Let's look at the problem decomposition step. We reduce the size of the problem by 1 unit. We can divide the input list by half. So let's look at the mathematical function. So f of a can be expressed by this, where it checks if the first element is less than or equal to the next element, which is the second element, and we keep on checking until the first half, the last element should be greater than or equal to the element before the last element. And we need to make sure the last element in the first half of the list is less than or equal to the first element in the second half of the list. And we need to make sure all the elements in the second half of the list also obeys this less than or equal to condition. So we check if the first element in the second half of the list is less than or equal to the next element in the second half of the list, and so on. We keep on doing an ampersand with all these pairs until we reach the end of the second list. So this is a subproblem 1, and this is the subproblem number 2. They are both similar. That's the first half, and this is the second half. Let's look at this conceptually. If everything in the list needs to be in ascending order, so the first half will have numbers all the way up to n1, and we'll have n2 and all the way up to the end of the second half of the list. We just need to make sure n1 is less than or equal to n2 when we combine these two lists into one list to make sure all the elements in the list is in ascending order. So we have first half and second half must be in ascending order. Let's look at the code. So the sorted Boolean function takes one parameter. This is the list. We first find the length of this list, and we check in the base case if it's less than or equal to 1. We know if this is less than or equal to 1, it's already sorted, so we return true. Otherwise, we make a recursive call for the first half of the list, and we make sure the condition we saw in the mathematical function is true to make sure the first and second element values are also in ascending order. And the second half must also be in ascending order. So we call the sorted method again. So this is recursive call on the second half of the list. The time complexity of this function is O of n, since it depends on the size of the input list. Sign up for your free coding interview coaching call. Fuck. Sign up for your free coaching call by going to codinginterview.coach.